This is Life Body Business Impact with Fatima. Welcome friends, I am so grateful to have you here. I'm your host, Fatima Ingles, fitness expert, best-selling author, lifestyle entrepreneur, founder of the Life Body Business Fit Systems and co-founder of the amazing Freedom Retreats. My mission is to positively impact 10 million lives, to inspire you to wake up and live from your bucket list of dreams instead of waking up one day with a bucket list of regrets. Get ready to be inspired with weekly episodes and interviews that disrupt your thinking and motivate you to build your best life, body, and business. To change one life is to change many, so come with me now and let's get started with yours. Today's episode is a TED-style keynote that I did in Sydney, Australia. The topic is, it is not selfish, but selfless to prioritize yourself. So go ahead and listen to it. If you hear the reference to red hair, that's because back then I was a fiery redhead with fire engine red hair. So go ahead and enjoy, and please let me know your thoughts or your questions. Good afternoon. Let me first address this. Yes, I am the lady with the red hair, but I assure you I was not born this way. I want to ask you a question. Have you ever felt guilty or know someone who feels guilty or felt guilty about taking time out for themselves? Yeah, that was me. Society tells us that it is not okay for women to take time out for themselves, that it is not okay for them to prioritize themselves. It is in fact selfish. That's what society tells us. I'm here to tell you that it is not selfish. It is, in fact, selfless. Reason being is, if we don't take care of ourselves physically, mentally, and emotionally, what good are we to those people we most love? Our family, our partners, our friends. We're no good to them if we get cancer, or if we are depressed, or just completely miserable and unhappy. My name is Fatima Ingles, and I want to take you on a little journey of my transformation from a good little wife and mother and a doormat to the courageous warrior woman you see standing in front of you today with the crazy red hair. I am the first of 5 girls and one of 40 grandchildren. They call me Manabot. That means the big boss sister, so you don't mess with me. My journey started when I met my husband. I was 16. I had a fairy tale to have a beautiful, wonderful marriage where I wouldn't bring my children up in a broken home with domestic violence, because that is what I had experienced. Have you ever experienced something as a young person and gone, I'm not going to do that in my life. That's not what I'm going to carry through with me. Yeah? Well, that's what happened to me as a child. I married this man. I'm going to take you through to 2009. I was married to my husband with 3 beautiful children. 3 boys, but I was terribly unhappy. I was a doormat. I'd allowed myself to be a doormat. He was a serial philanderer. One day, I was standing in my kitchen. I had what I call my epiphany. I looked forward into the future and I saw myself at the age of 50, unhappy, with a husband that totally disrespected me, with 3 sons who treated me disrespectfully. But what was worse, they treated the women in their lives with disrespect. They had daughters who also expected and accepted that sort of treatment. And they had sons who were doing the same thing. Something had to change. In that very moment, in my kitchen, I made a decision to leave my marriage. What I didn't know was that was the decision that almost ended my life. 2 months later, we were in July 2009. I've gone to work. At this stage, I've left my husband. I work in an industrial area, in a shed, with 2 offices upstairs, and I work alone. I walk into the office, lock the door behind me. I walk upstairs and around to my desk. Before I even get there, I hear my name. It's my husband. I turn around, and he's standing there with a great big black pig shooting rifle. I screamed. I thought, that's it. I'm done for. He's come for me, like he promised he would. I'm not going to take you through all the details of the hour I spent with him in there. But what I am going to tell you is that I survived. I ran out of there with my life. He did not. He took his own life before I ran away. I had locked myself in for the last time. Now, on that day, I lost my dignity. I lost my husband. I lost my job. I worked for him. I lost my income and all certainty. But what I did was gain my freedom. I didn't know why I had experienced this, but I knew that I was going to use what I had experienced for the good of others. So then I packed up and moved to Adelaide, a broken, widowed mum of 3 boys. I had mental health issues, autoimmune disease, all sorts of issues, as you may imagine. But then I discovered faith, fitness, and food. These were my tools that helped me to discover my inner warrior. I believe that every single one of us here has an inner warrior, a voice inside of them screaming to get out, saying, please, look at me, listen to me, prioritize me. I matter. It's not selfish. It is selfless to put yourself first. If you look after yourself, you are going to be the best example to your children, to your husbands, to the men and women in your life. This is a ripple effect. So what is it? Is it selfish or is it selfless to put yourself first? Women, I want you to listen to that internal voice. She's in there. She's screaming to get out. Listen to her. Men, encourage the women in your life, your sisters, your daughters, your wives, to prioritize themselves. It is not just for them. It is for your family and it is for you. I'd like to invite you to come with me and let me help you, women, to learn how to discover that inner warrior, to use the tools that I have accumulated over the last 8 years to do this. Now, you don't have to leave your husband and you don't have to have a tragedy to be able to do this. Thank you. Thank you so much for listening to the show. I truly hope you have found it beneficial and have taken some value from it. Hopefully, a lot. If you did, please share this show with anyone you feel may need to hear it. I would also absolutely love if you would take a minute or two to review this show on iTunes, Stitcher, or whichever platform you happen to be listening to it on. With your help, we can accomplish my mission to positively impact 10 million lives. That would be so awesome. Now, if you want to connect with me or my guests on other platforms, or if you want to send me an email with questions or ideas of guests to interview, please check out the show notes. I am so incredibly grateful to have had your time today, and I can't wait to have you on the next episode. Have a great day.